In today's program, an analyst says Thailand's absence from the Summit for Democracy could cause it to lose foreign investment. The country is now on high alert for Omicron, and this year's ranking of best places to live in Southeast Asia is out. We'll find out where Bangkok ranks. You're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest headlines in Thailand and beyond. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the news. And in our first story, an analyst says the exclusion of Thailand from the U.S.'s virtual summit for democracy could cause Thailand to lose foreign investment. More than 100 democratic nations were invited to the event hosted by U.S. President Joe Biden, while Thailand sits on the sidelines with other nations, including Vietnam, Laos, China, and Russia. The summit focuses on defending against authoritarianism, addressing and fighting corruption, and promoting respect for human rights. In Thailand, there have been numerous pro-democracy protests pushing for monarchy and government reform over the past year. Numerous protest leaders, many who are university students, have been accused of violating the lèse-majesté law, which carries an up to 15-year prison sentence for insulting or defaming the royal family. A Chiang Mai University analyst told reporters that Thailand's government is rooted in a coup, referring to the May 2014 coup led by then-General Prayut Chan-o-cha, who is now the Prime Minister, and that this fact was enough to exclude Thailand from the summit. As a result, he said foreign investment could decline in terms of value and confidence. Thailand's Board of Investment has championed Thailand as a very attractive destination for foreign direct investment, touting its economic growth and support for private industry. But as global perception focuses on human rights, this puts pressure on firms to do business with democratic nations. Many firms such as Apple, Nike, and Volkswagen are facing pressure to exit increasingly authoritarian China, while Myanmar is seeing its lowest level of foreign direct investment in 8 years as firms leave amidst the upheaval of the recent military takeover. From 2010 to 19, Thailand has received more than $80 billion worth of foreign direct investment, according to the World Bank. Thailand's Prime Minister has urged the public not to panic, but to remain vigilant against the new Omicron virus. A government spokesperson added that Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha also encouraged people to get fully vaccinated in order to boost group immunity and ensure everyone's safety, as adequate vaccines are now available for all Thais. As foreign tourists continue to flock to the country, the Prime Minister has instructed related agencies to be on high alert and screen travelers to prevent the COVID-19 strain from entering Thailand. The new variant has been found in many countries across Europe, as well as some regions in Asia, including South Korea and Japan. Lockdowns have been put in place in some countries, with Japan banning all foreign nationals from entering the country. More than 100 travelers from South Africa who entered Thailand over the past 2 weeks have been ordered to quarantine for 14 days as a preventative measure following the emergence of the Omicron variant. Authorities are working to track down over 780 people who came from African countries since November the 15th. Following reports of the new variant, issuance of the Thailand Pass was suspended for the 8 African countries, which include Botswana, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. Travelers from other African countries must now quarantine for 14 days upon arrival. Since November the 1st, the Phuket International Airport has welcomed a total of 30,360 passengers from overseas. Out of that number, 16,446 arrived under the Test and Go quarantine exemption scheme, with 23 of them testing positive for COVID upon arrival. Meanwhile, 15,914 people entered under the Sandbox Island quarantine program, with 39 of them testing positive. None of the travelers who tested positive came from high-risk countries. The National Anti-Corruption Commission has filed an indictment against former Deputy Prime Minister and protest leader Suthep Thaugsuban, accusing him of irregularities in police construction contracts. The charges were filed yesterday in the Supreme Court's Criminal Division for Political Office Holders and are regarding projects to build police stations and housing projects over 10 years ago. The allegations took place when Suthep was Deputy Prime Minister under the Aphisit Wechashiwa administration. The indictment claims that Suthep combined many contracts to build 396 police stations and 163 blocks of police housing into one single contract that was then awarded to one company that then failed to complete all the projects. The NACC claims the committee did not properly vet the firm's suspiciously low bidding price and accused Suthep of not consulting other ministers after combining and changing contracts. The NACC has spent the last 2 years poring over evidence, documents, and meeting minutes to compile the case. The court is set to begin hearings, with the first one scheduled next year on February the 17th. Bangkok has come in at number 4 in a survey ranking the best places to live in Southeast Asia. The Thai capital has also come in at number 11 out of 57 cities in the global rankings. This is a big jump on last year's result when it was ranked at number 30 out of 66 cities. According to a report, the Expat City Ranking 2021 poll was carried out by Internations, a global expat network with over 4 million members. The findings were released yesterday, with Bangkok coming in behind Kuala Lumpur, Singapore, and Ho Chi Minh City as the best place for expats to live in Southeast Asia. The expats surveyed mentioned the low cost of living, friendliness of the people, and affordable housing as factors influencing their selection. However, a lack of career prospects and the quality of city living was ranked unfavorably. A British expat who was surveyed praised the choice of food and shopping outlets in the Thai capital. However, a U.S. expat made reference to Bangkok's high pollution levels and plastic waste. Not only has Kuala Lumpur been ranked as the best place to live in Southeast Asia, it has also been ranked number 1 in the world this year. Expats praised the friendliness afforded to foreigners in Kuala Lumpur, saying it made them feel at home. Other Asian cities favored by the survey participants include Shanghai and Tokyo, with global rankings of 13 and 53 respectively. In Chimpan province, the highway connecting Bangkok to the south of Thailand has been crippled by a flood. The battered province saw heavy flooding throughout several districts in Tuesday's heavy rains. Officials in the province, which serves as the northern starting point for ferries to Koh Tao, Koh Phangan, and Koh Samui, say this is the 4th flood in Chimpan this year. The local Flood Situation Command Center is warning that a long detour towards Ranong is necessary for all vehicles aside from heavy trucks. The only other option currently available is to wait out the flooding at rest stops and gas stations along the route until it is safe to proceed. And that wraps up our report for today. Thailand News Today will be back tomorrow. Meanwhile, stay tuned for Thailand Top Stories with Tim Newton for tomorrow's top headlines.